Vietnam, it's scary. You got like big skyscrapers and shit in Ho Chi Minh, but at the bottom of it all is still
Squalor,
little marketplaces and shit, and it's broken into like districts, and some are more hectic than the other. But I've
heard it can get pretty dicey in some areas.
Oh, bro, I watched a dude get killed.
What?
Yeah, so where my uncle was staying, like where his place is, it's like every little sort of nicer townhouse almost kind of building. There's about 4 of them, private security guard and a gate. And it was out front, like this dude was driving pissed with his wife, like SUV, ran some young fella on a scooter like off the road and fucked him up. And then suddenly like he got out, he was pissed, started yelling and carrying on. And then like the young fella that didn't get hit took off. Within a minute, bro, he comes back with about 30 heads, all on scooters, all poles and chains and shit. And it was like, I'm just watching, standing there with the security guards, like, they loved me because I'd go and buy too much food or durries that ended up being shit, or, you know,
and just give
them all to the boys. Like, I'd come home with change, like, done. But we just stood there and watched it all, but they fucked this dude up, man. Like, they mobbed him. So he got out the car, he pulled a knife and was like, having a go. They backed him up, and the building across the road had a big, like, stone, like you're walking into fucking, you know, an old bank in the city or something. And yeah, this fella, like, they walked him up that, and he fucking tipped over the edge and fell in like this little almost alley kind of spot. Oh. And then this cunt just came out the building, picked up a big like concrete pot plant, dropped it on his head, man. And like as soon as he dropped it on his head, the dude was all out of it. They just mobbed him, like just whipping him, kicking him. Cops pull up in a 4-wheel drive, like open tray, come through the pack, pick him up, throw him in the back. Fucked up, bro. Like he was, you know, like still alive for sure, but yeah, fucked him up. I spoke to the guards and stuff. I'm like, what are they going to do with him? And they basically just said like, oh, he's cooked it now, like he's going in the river. You know, they burn him or fucking.
Jesus Christ!
It was
the
a hectic
value
place,
for
bro.
Life over in different countries is different to
all
Australia.
Coin. Yeah, and it was all coin over there, man. Like that was my biggest concern riding around solo. So
you get fucking rolled by the police or something.
Exactly. Like I based out of Ho Chi Minh for about 2 weeks. Well, I got my head around where I was going, what I was doing, and then fucking took off on the scooter and sort of mapped out a vague trip. And the plan was to go all the way up the top to Hanoi. But all the while I'm doing this, like that missus I told you about that I took from Gola had just started to get serious before I left. I thought she was going to come over, live with me, do life over there. Young man in love and shit. She was gorgeous. Like anyway.
The one that got away.
Oh no, there's
the great white buffalo.
There's a couple, but yeah, she was lovely. But yeah, we fucking didn't end up going that way. So
yeah,
once I sort of knew that I was only gonna have a limited amount of time.
Yeah.
I rode up to the middle of the country, so I got to see the coast, up through the jungles and shit. Met awesome people, ate awesome food, like did the whole fucking, you know, DiCaprio, the beach sort of style travel, like without the sex cult and that. But yeah, and ended up fucking coming home. And it was killer, but it was fucking sketchy at times, bro, because it's like, that's just it. It's money over there, and the cops. So there was one point I was riding into Dalat, so it's just like this mountain town, and it's full on, and I fucking greatly misjudged the trip. I'm dehydrated, it's booming rain, fucking thunder cracking and shit, and I've jumped on this massive highway that basically just traces a cliff, like and the highway underneath is ocean. I'm coming up it, and I'm like, what the fuck's going on? There's no cars. Whole lane was closed off, and I was going the opposite direction. I'm like, I'm fucked now. I got to commit, and if the coppers pull you up there, it's like
you're fucked.
You're fucked.
Like, you got to give them like
whatever you got.
Yeah,
whatever you got. Otherwise, it's like, yeah, well, you're fucking stuck there, mate.